So yeah, Breezy should be able to join party match if he didn't get dragged in already. I'll tell him, join party match. And then we should be good to go here to let them actually get triggered. You'll have to ask him. I don't know if he got triggered. I was just, guessing, reading between the lines, reading between the quick chat, seeing if I could figure it out myself. But yeah, you'd have to ask him. There we go. Breezy and Arju both in the game. We've got a very important match here. Now, remember that neither of these players had to win a match in the lower bracket to get here because Arju progressed with an F. Breezy was already in this round because he lost in winners round 2, not winners round 1 like Arju did. So Breezy's certainly the favourite based on the fact that he made it one round further into the tournament before dropping down. That is, however, an open net miss. Should have been 2-0. Arju going to try and tie us up here on the counter. Very low camera settings right now from Arju. I feel like my bum is being dragged along the ground here, my feet even. It's one of those Flintstones cars where you're running along at ground level. Very interesting stuff. Right, Breezy should be going 2-0 up here. That's good placement, better than the open net he missed earlier. And he's off to a good start now. Not only do I think Breezy is one of the, the favourite for this match, but I think he might be one of the favourites, to make it through this bottom half of the bracket all the way. We've got J-Walls, of course, the final boss of this section of the lower bracket, and Speed is the boss who's currently waiting in the next round for these guys. Oh wait, no wait, is that the other side of the bracket? I might have lied to you guys. Did I just lie accidentally? Either way, Arju getting his first goal of the game. Slaughter Poops, thanks to the tier 1, welcome to the stream. The Swede 9311, thanks for the prime sub as well. Speed's on this side. Oh yeah, Speed's on this side, and then nobody is next after that, isn't it? So this is actually the hard side. One of these two, if they do beat each other, or rather, whichever one of them wins, they obviously can't both beat each other. Whichever one of these guys wins, even if they do beat Speed, they'd have to play against Khaled or Astral, which is brutal. So I correct myself, this is in fact the really difficult side of the bracket with Khaled or Astral's final boss. I think J-Walls is the final boss, and the other side of the bracket is a bit less punishing, but still, looking at how J-Walls played against Jariaz, not an easy matchup at all. Salcedo, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Really appreciate it, man. Welcome back to this, or welcome to the stream. Astral and O'Callaghan playing today? No, Astral and O'Callaghan will not be playing today. I've not seen Bluey or OSM on today. I was going to ask if they wanted to do their match, but they've not been online. But hey, maybe they'll come on later. We could do another stream. And like I said before, if Arju wins this... Oh! Arju just own goal, hold that thought. That's pretty brutal. It was just coming flat off the post. I don't know why he stayed so close to this one. There's always the danger that it doesn't roll up the wall, and that is hard to watch for Astral. 4-2 for Breezy. Now, I was going to say, if Astral, or rather not Astral, did I say Astral? There's so many names in this tournament. Astral, Alpha, Arju. I'm mixing them all up. I can't get them right. But yeah, I meant Arju. If he wins this match, then he's got to go out, so we won't be able to play the next round match. But I believe if Breezy wins this one, we can do him against Speed. So right now we're looking set for 2 matches today. That's a really interesting play by Breezy. Bit unfortunate that the ball didn't accelerate more, I think. But look at that from Arju. What a rebound by him! That's the best goal that he's scored. And he has actually scored 4 already. That's a brilliant shot. To catch that with such momentum, it's very impressive, because if he'd waited any longer, Breezy was in fact going to make an interception play. So well done, Arju. Looking to tie up the series here. Rather tie up the game, I should say. He's got a great chance to do so, and he will. Arju 4-all. Got a great game won here, ladies and gents. Ben Bonner, I should say, thanks to the 6-month prime. Really appreciate it. I'm going to hydrate while Brian says E. Can I put up match scores? Yeah, I will after this one. It's currently 0-0, so there isn't a match score to report. But I will do that after this. Game 1 is over. Mind game attempted by Arju. Breezy stays low. He's in a rough position here. This is going to be tricky to escape conceding a goal. Arju just lobbing a shot at the top shelf of the goal. And now he's coming in for the flip reset play. Decides not to go for it. Going to turn around at the other side of the box and try from there. Breezy's done well actually to escape this exchange without conceding. And not only that, he is on the hunt for a goal of his own. Backflip doesn't get the job done. Arju's got the recovery in time, and I think he's squeaked one through. Arju up 5-4. Brilliant play by him. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Are we going to see a Breezi who, you know, looks very confident, like the one we saw at the start of his series loss against Asdrol, or are we going to see the one who started to get frustrated when things weren't going well for him, and he just tilted out of the match? 50% of 50% speed sounds like you're hammered. Why do you watch my VODs at 50% speed? What are you doing? Adam Bomb, 6 or 9 month prime. Really appreciate it though. The Grand Potato, thanks for 12 month tier 1. Breezy's back level here. Arju avoided the bump, but he also avoided the ball. Series scores 0-0. We'll be updating. Well, we'll put that on the screen after this game. We're currently watching this in full screen, so I can't actually leave the game for fear. Well, I suppose I could alt tab now, right? That's a goal that we can alt tab on, and we have to be quick. Breezi, Arju, space, score, 0.
From France.
0. There it is. All right. And we're back in the game. Nah, don't worry, stream's not rip. It's just every time I tab out, my screen will freeze. But we did it. It's not an F. Relax. Snowmist27, thanks for 16 month tier 1. Breezi in the lead once again. And Arju does not play that possession as well as he could have. Big bump by Breezi. He caught Arju after the challenge. I think he's given away the ball fairly freely. Both players feeling generous with their possessions. A nice save by Breezi though. He's given himself lots of time to collect boost and reposition now. Yeah, just to reiterate, I'm not usually spectating games in full screen, so I can alt tab whenever I want. But right now we are watching it in full screen because I've had some frame rate issues recently on stream. And obviously reducing the graphics settings ever so slightly and playing full screen does help with that. So here we are. It's a brilliant flick by Arju as he ties up the game again. Both of these guys are pretty scary from the deck when they're playing well. And they are both playing pretty well right now. Huge power from Arju. What emote is that, Guan? Whose is this? You're going to have to tell me because I can't my silver tab out. Die Henny, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Hopefully I didn't beam that name too badly. Breezy's got to run back pretty quick here. He will be in time. He tries to sneak in a counter-attack goal. Look at this from Breezi. Arju did not fall for it, but many players would have, I think, gone for a boost steal there and ended up conceding because Breezi was looking for the fast track down the middle. Now Arju's turn to make a play in the corner. 18 seconds left. And a huge game 1 for these guys. Tournament life on the line in this series. This flick from Arju does not go on target. Actually nearly gets a demo on Breezi though. Breezi grabs the boost at midfield. How is his final play of the game going to look? He's got a chance to turn on this one. Arju not able to beat him to this, but he does beat him to the rebound. Overtime, game 1. Hosted him once, I think after we strongly suggested. Ah, interesting. Ah, okay, I like it. It's a brilliant emote. Now, what was I going to say? So, yes, overtime game 1 here for Arju versus Breezi. Now, the actual tournament, EU Salt Mine. If anybody, like, I was under the impression that I was going to get, what do you call it? A full, like 5k sponsorship for that from one source, but they only want to do half. So if anybody has a company that they want to sponsor the other half of the EU Salt Mine with, then yeah, hit me up. I'll listen to your pitch. Just find this out today, or else I would have let you know earlier. But yeah, if not, I guess I'll just put it up myself. But yeah, the sponsorship is there. I think everybody so far who's ever sponsored one of my tournaments has recouped all of their money. Oh wow, that's a brilliant goal to finish off the game. Breezi 7-6. The full pitch air dribble into flip reset. He only needed the 2 touches set up, but he reached the goal. And he's ahead by 1. I'm going to tab out to update that score. Give me a second here. The screen will freeze, but it will unfreeze when I tab back in again. Monst Fizz, thanks for the 2 month Twitch Prime. Really appreciate it. I guess it is worth mentioning it. If anybody feels like sponsoring the EU Salt Mine, then you don't have to have a brand in mind. could just, you know, chuck your name in there. Get a Brian name drop in every single match. That would be brilliant. Imagine if if somebody wants to sponsor it, they can. We'll name the replays after them, like RLCS did. What did they used to call the replays? The top replays for games. It was like the Mobile One High Performance Replay. That'd be brilliant. We'll call it the someone High Performance Replay. Breezy a bit too slow here. Arju does not have much boost to play this open net with though, but he still makes it count. 1-0 Arju early on. Hit up Brisk. Yeah, should hit up Brisk. Let's see if they want to get that one in the bag. How much would it cost to sponsor? $2,500 for 35 YouTube videos. It's an absolute it actually is a bargain. Like, I don't know what most channels the size of mine are charging for one video, because I don't do many individual video sponsorships myself, but I wouldn't be surprised if that is, you know, sort of the price range for a single video most of the time. But yeah, since I'm not taking any of the money anyway, I just put it all to the prize pool. I don't mind, you know, if people want to give money to the players, I give them shout out in every video for the entire tournament. Seems okay to me. Golden Tornado 17, thanks for the 10-month prime. Really appreciate it, man. Welcome back. Now, Breezy won game number 1 with a flip reset play, and he's gone 2-0 down here with a failed flip reset play. In fact, Arju is all over everything Breezy's trying to do at the moment. Breezy needs to be a bit more consistent here, start moving the ball more quickly. Crowdsource it. Each person that donates 50 to the prize pool gets a replay named after them. Just one replay. I kind of like that. That'd be pretty interesting. Great bump by Breezy. Can he score this? He's rebounded in, I think. Yes, he has. Well handled by Breezy. No boost play, but he saw Arju jumping. Oh, he caught him right on the takeoff. It's brutal. He's back within 1. Kaydop and Flores out, depressing. Yeah, Flores, of course, did actually play both his games. Kaydop didn't fancy it after losing the winner bracket. He's wanting to focus on threes and his own stream, which is fully understandable in my opinion. Hey Slino, thanks for the 1,000 bits, man.
I love it. I wish you did more RLCS content too. Like the podcast with Shogun was great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the podcast with Shogun, it was really fun, but I've got no time. Like, the Salt Mine takes so much time to do, because last year I did just do the one tournament, like the one league. It was 35 matches total, but this Salt Mine plus the NA Salt Mine is 70. Then we've got 7 matches, all best of 7 for the finals as well, so it's more than double of last year. So I've really got no other time for additional content right now. Maybe for the next season. It kind of also clashed because, yeah, me recording all this is happening alongside the running of RLCS League play, which makes it quite difficult. Me versus Round 7 rematch still coming? I'm sure at some point, mate. Leaderboard now defaults to gifted subs. You're not a fan? Do I need to change that, or is this the... Oh, is it just because gifted subs are on the left and that's what people usually see? I think I see what you mean. Right, let's see if Arju can hold on to this lead here and send us into a game 3 all evens. Breezy trying to be as tricky as possible, as difficult to read as possible in offense. Arju hanging on for now pretty comfortably. Look at that, Arju's going to try and copy him. They're playing horse at the moment. Are you commentating during RLCS? What do you mean? Like, am I commentating on my stream during RLCS? No, I never do streams. Or are you asking my casting RLCS? Not that I'm aware of. Can I make a VOD of this? There's always a VOD on Twitch. Like, all my streams are archived automatically on Twitch. And my second YouTube channel, well actually my editor's YouTube channel, which is called Brian. You can find it by clicking on my YouTube channel's homepage and then looking on the right hand side to see featured channels. If this doesn't ever end up on my stream, it'll definitely end up on there. So you can find it on that channel. MWB, thanks for 250.
Only gifted 88 subs to
Look
Johnny
at that. Brilliant own goal by Arju. Happens. That was a bit unfortunate. Breezy, I like the play by Breezy to just let it go in. That's really impressive in my opinion, just to mess with Arju a little bit more. He's trying to shoot this one early. Arju sees it coming. Breezy trying to reverse into position. He's still beating Arju to the ball. That's perfect placement by Breezy. He's ahead by 1 again. what's my second account on YouTube. It's I think it's just called Brian right now. I'm not entirely sure. My editor's been doing it all himself. I've not had any real contribution to it. But yeah, I told my editor, like, since I'm not uploading all of these qualifier matches, or any of them rather, to my main channel, you can just chuck them on there, or chuck some of them on there. It's just called Brian. Yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel on your desktop PC, you'll find it in the recommended channels on the right hand side. I also have a replay reviews channel, which, again, I think my editor just uploads to whenever he's got time, whenever he's got spare time. He's currently taking, if those channels ever reach the, what do you call it, the amount of subs and watch time necessary to get money, then yeah, that's currently going entirely to him. So I've not done any, real promotion for those at all. Well, occasionally I shout them out in my stream, but yeah, if you want to support my editor, then go sub and watch those videos. 6-5 Breezi. Another mind game by him. He's got the bottom corner staring at him, but he just goes straight through Arju instead. Yeah, that's right, Jesse. 7-5 Breezi. Always looking for the biggest win, and after faking a couple of bottom corner shots, he does go right over the top. Editor come to his stream more often. I don't know, I don't think he watches that much Rocket League, but like, he doesn't really have to. Like, whenever I want something put on my main channel, I just go and get a link of the VOD that the match happened in, and then we've got a shared Word doc, I'll just put it in there, I'll say the title, and link the VOD that it came from. And then he just edits it. Pretty what do you call it, autonomous system, I guess, if that's, is that the right word that I'm looking for? I love how Breezy's just taking over control of this game. He's doing very well. Arju has had such a difficult time of reading Breezy, and it's mostly because of the change of pace that Breezy's been using, starting off in this match incredibly quick and going up early for everything. And now he's sitting behind the ball, he's going for lots of mind games, and this is something you'll want to try in your own games, because if you're just playing the same pace start to finish, starts to be a lot easier for your opponent to read you. And look at this, Breezy's just going to let the ball sit on the goal line. He says sorry, but he isn't. And Arju will have to come back if he wants any chance of a 5-goal comeback. This is really smart by Breezy, just letting it roll in slowly and waiting for Arju to come back before scoring it. He didn't even have to, because Arju's turtling as he heads back into his half. That's full tilt, I believe. Majority is FF because he got banned from Rocket League. Yeah, 6 shots, thanks for the Prime sub, appreciate it. And also Touch My Monkey with the 6-month Prime, welcome back. Cheers to that as well. So we saw 2 goals this game that were both Breezy 50-50s. Now, you can partly call that good fortune, but looking at the angles that both players chose to take those 50-50s from, it's clear to me why Breezy won them. Like, he's coming in from goal side, he's flipping straight through the ball. Arju's trying to be a bit, I think, too cheeky, looking for big wins by trying to play the ball around Breezy. Breezy just putting it right through Arju. In fact, I think he got 3 50-50 goals in this game. So that's something Arju needs to watch out for. Breezy's just powering straight through the middle of the ball, whereas he's, I think, been prioritizing too much on these outplays. And when you're obviously getting dunked on with your outplay attempts, it's not worth it. Just got to go straight through the ball. Got to play it safe from goal side. This could be it. Breezy already ahead 2-0. Couldn't Jordius playing another account? No, you'll just get banned on that one as well. Like, if you're banned, then Silence are just going to ban all your alts. So, I mean, they would just, even if I was allowing that to happen, which I'm not, they could just look at what account is playing on my stream and be like, okay, we're going to ban him. They would just ban him mid. I imagine that somebody from Silence would just watch my stream and they would ban him mid-series. It'd be pretty funny, but obviously that's not going to happen, because if somebody's banned from Rocket League, then I'm not going to try and work around that. Make your critic angle not Jordius. Exactly. Ban evasion is bannable, yeah. I imagine if he tried to do that, his ban would only get worse. Like, they might extend it. So, right, if I'm Jordius, I'm sitting in free play for the next month. Don't want to extend your ban. Happened to Tyler 1 a lot when he had a riot ban. Yeah, he's probably just like getting banned on stream constantly Yeah, just gotta wait it out. I mean, Tyler 1 had a perma ban, didn't he? Jorius is a month ban, which is still a long time, but it's not perma. I don't think he was boosting per se. He was playing on his friend's account, is what he said happened. Because he didn't want his main account to change MMR. Because if you're playing twos, you want to be the same MMR as your teammate. So what he said is that him and his teammate kept at the same MMR, and when they weren't playing with each other, they would just play on different accounts. But instead of buying a new account for himself, which was his, because I don't think it's bannable to have a Smurf. I think lots of players have Smurfs and they don't get banned. Instead of making a Smurf, he just played on his friend's account, so they banned him for a month. But you can't do that. You can't just borrow your friend's account if you don't want to play on yours. If you want to play on a second account, you got to buy it. Nearly a brilliant goal there for Arju, but this final touch just wasn't quite there for him. Breezi sitting on a 2-goal lead already, looking comfortable in this matchup at the moment. I'm not surprised to see him being the favourite here after what I've seen from him in this tournament so far. But I am still impressed with what Breezy's bringing to the table here. This is the best, I think, version of Breezi we've ever seen on stream. It's a good shot by Arju, saved well though by Breezi. Hey, Mr. Ruby1, thanks for a $5.
Here is my ad block fee for the next salt mine.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, of course, if you're going to use ad block, then and you want to feel okay about it, that's one way to do it. An ad block fee. Really appreciate the $5, mate. Enjoy the rest of the salt mine with no adverts. Alright, Breezy back in front by 2. Arju just can't catch a break here. How did Psionics find that out though? I mean, I guess they're IP tracking, so if one account is being used on one IP address and then it logs out and then, 2 seconds later it logs in from a different IP, it's pretty obvious that is being used for account sharing, so don't do that. I mean, I imagine, if you're playing on your account at your house, then you log off and then you go to your friend's house like half an hour away and you log into your account there, that probably wouldn't be picked up in a system for auto, account sharing bans, because you're not account sharing, you're just playing on your own account in a different location. But yeah, there's probably like systems to track logins and see, if it's pretty obvious that someone's account is being played from 2 different locations in a very short time frame. That's a great save by Arju. Did he just dodge after being bumped to cancel out the bump? If he did, then really well played. It's of course hard to spot and hard to know exactly if that's what happened or if it was just Breezi barely missing the bump. Breezy's 50-50s in this matchup have been outrageously good. He's taken off in front of the ball though, and now Arju mind games him off it. Still only a 1-goal game. Arju using ball cam to keep an eye on Breezi. Now switches to conventional dribbling. It's a decent flick and it's good enough. 4-4. NordVPN. NordVPN do a lot of sponsorships, don't they? Thanks to Bogley for 14 months tier 1. Hey, 2-1, but thanks for 40 months of tier 1 as well. I believe that's all the months still. Really appreciate the resub, dude. That's pretty insane. Sounds like quite a long time to me. You subbed for your ad block fee. Oh, did you? Well, if it didn't pop up on stream, then you might need to refresh your stream and then click share in the chat. Then it'll pop up. You'll even get a type of wee message for Brian to read out if that's what you're inclined to do. Okay, good recovery here for Breezi would do it, and he'll have perfect placement as well to put the shot in. It's a great landing here. Look at that. He even drove onto the wall so he could wave dash in the recovery a bit faster. I love that play from Breezi there. Frames? Oh no, have we frame dropped? I really hope not.
Love you.
RLJ, there it is, the refresh and the 2-month prime. Welcome back. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's probably the best way to do your ad block fee. So we sub, it's probably worth way more than all the ads that you could watch in the entire tournament. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it would be. Hey, Granny, I'm not sure. Is that a live stream fail reference? I did see a very funny live stream fail clip about lack of pants. I think it was today that I saw that. Is that what it refers to? It was very upvoted. And WB, not 100% sure about that sponsorship idea. Instant replay shot. Alright, Arju going to tie this one up, and it's off of 50-50 as well, so credit to him. He's realised that that was one of his weak spots, and he's trying to sort it out. Breezi has been brutally efficient with his 50-50s today. He's not got any boost. He would have liked to even have 12 there. Your friends said you're like a brilliant. I'm very happy to hear that. You watch my stream with no pants on. That is, of course, brilliant news. Breezi actually landing horribly here. Arju's got a real chance to take a 1-goal lead. His flick is pretty tame and not too dangerous for Breezi to handle. Again, goal side 50 by Breezi, but Arju's got all the boost here. Power shot could be deadly. It's way wide. Arju choking here at the end. That's 2 very good opportunities gone. And Breezi is going to try and show him how it's done. Oh, that's a great landing, but Arju just nicking the challenge in time. Is this going to be the last real chance of the game before 0 seconds? I think Arju can recover here. It's barely off target. Would have been very close. Now Arju gets through the last chance of the game. Air dribble bump maybe? No, just a straight up air dribble. And Breezi expected the bump and gets scored on. Arju starting the comeback. Look at that, Breezi staying so low. He was only using 1 jump on the takeoff there and didn't want to get too far forward in case he did get bumped, and that ended up not being the play that Arju was going for. I like that mix-up because that's, I think, pretty common play to make at the end of a match these days, just an air dribble bump, because one of the weaknesses of air dribble bumps is your recovery is so bad if it goes wrong. But who needs a good recovery on 0 seconds? The ball's probably going to hit the ground after an air dribble bump. It's rarely popping into the air in a place that the opponent can catch it. That's a pretty smart adaptation by Arju though. Tremulous Actual, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, really appreciate it. Is it much different casting 1v1 rather than 3v3? Oh yeah, 1s and 3s are really different to cast because 1s has a lot more mind games than 3s, so there's a lot more to talk about in terms of, you know, what's actually happening, you know, behind the obvious. Like in 3v3, a lot of what you can talk about is like overarching strategy and, you know, strengths and weaknesses so far, like storyline kind of things. But in 1s you've got all that plus tons and tons of mind games and, you know, just a deeper, more varied selection of shots. Like I think in one game in 1v1 you'll probably see, usually you'll see more of a variety of goals than you would in an entire series of 3v3. Because 3v3, a lot of the goals just end up looking quite similar. You can have an entire series of just 50-50 goals in 3s, whereas I would be very surprised if a 1v1 game these days was all 50-50 goals. But yeah, you can still get some pretty crazy 3v3 matches where, you know, there's a big variety of goals there as well. Just less consistent, I would say. The good thing about 3v3 casting, or the main positive I would say about that compared to 1s, is that 3v3's got all the lands. So, you know, I casted 3 DreamHack finals this year. Those were super exciting. Like every single one of them was really, really hype. So yeah, that was cool. But we don't have any lands in 1s, so you can't reach the same kind of peak in terms of excitement for viewers and as such also for casters. But hey, maybe that's something in the future. Then I think 1s would really be the game mode for Rocket League. I reckon it's got a higher peak entertainment value, but 3s still, in terms of an esport, 3s Rocket League, that is an incredible like esport. I think 1s has more potential, but 3s is already like it's close to fulfilling its potential. It's already like a proven product, you know. Very, very successful product. 12 Titans was a LAN. Well, 12 Titans, the only reason it was a LAN, there was 2 reasons. One was so we could do NA versus EU with fair ping, and 2, so we could record some in-person intros with the players. Those were the only 2 reasons 12 Titans was a LAN. It wasn't a LAN with an audience. The casting was not done in the venue. Like none of the regular reasons why you want to do a LAN were actually happening. We didn't record the players, you know, in person playing the games. It was just like for intro B-roll stuff that we did. So yes, 12 Titans was played on LAN, but it wasn't for any of the traditional LAN reasons. It was just so that we could get fair ping matchups and actually have the players in the same country, you know? Yeah, I don't know if we've had any, there's not really been any big 1s LANs at all. I would love to do one. You know, maybe next year we can make this a LAN. It'd be pretty cool. But yeah, it would need to probably need Psyonic's approval for that, because it would cost more money. Like, even if I kept the prize pool the same for all 3 tournaments that I'm doing right now, Psyonic's would need to approve it, because like the running of the tournaments would push the cost over the 5k that you're allowed to use for a community event. But yeah, I think they've been pretty successful. Like YouTube especially, like the numbers on YouTube for the tournaments and stuff that I do is definitely competitive with RLCS. But live streaming, of course, I'm not even doing any live streams this year except for the qualifier. So it's just purely a YouTube thing. MWB, thanks for the, did you just put the spam? 60 hours, like you can't reach DC. You're stuck. I mean, I don't think 69 hours is enough to, you know, really hit a plateau of skill. You've got to play more. If that's somebody actually seriously asking that. I don't know if somebody did. But, right. We've had a pretty quiet game here. Oh, brilliant flick by Breezi. Hard read on Arju's challenge. And just like that, we're all tied up. Why no Twitch Premiere this time around? Well, last year, there was 35 edits for the Manfield Night 5K for Twitch Premiere, and there was 35 edits for YouTube. Now, some of the components of those were the same, but it was still 70 edits total. So if we were doing that for this tournament, it would be 154 edits, which is a huge amount. Instead of doing that, we're just doing 77 for YouTube. It's still an increase in terms of like editing or amount of videos that need to be edited and rendered compared to last year. The logistics, of course, is significantly higher. Wow. Okay. Hold that thought, because Breezi has just pulled out an incredible close to the goal finish. I thought surely that's got to be hitting the bar or going over, but he's somehow just nicked it in the perfect spot and tied us up once again. Both players fighting for their life here. Breezi wants to end it in 4, no doubt. Arju would love to take us into a game 5. Delayed dodge by Breezi. He's up by 1. Arju struggling, and rightfully so, to get a read on Breezy's offense. No 2 goals look the same for this guy. He's always finding a way to mix it up, to be creative. If he can just hold on for a minute and 7 seconds, he's moving on into the next round.
I was going
there, we'll have another all-England matchup. 1 more goal for Breezi. No Arju in the recovery position. Oh dear, Arju landed so badly here. That's a disaster, because you'd think he would have made it back at least to lunge at the near post, maybe get mind-gamed, but at least have a chance to save the ball. Instead, it's Breezi who's walking away with this one. He's scored again, 6-3. And Arju motionless as he flies through the air. He's going to call GG's. Is that a leave? Wow, Arju is just going to go here. GG's. He doesn't believe in the comeback. And yes, he does have to go out after this. So that is going to be an early leave for him. Well played, Breezi, though. He's going to advance into the next round. Let me find the... Where's my tab for this? There it is. So Breezi 3-1 in the end. Arju with a very, very tough position has decided to call it. He's just like, he doesn't believe. Just doesn't believe. And with Breezi playing this well, I don't blame him. We finish up the game for Arju, put you in. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not against early forfeits in once. I think it's totally fine. Even in Rocket League in general, I think early forfeits are fine. In fact, sometimes it's like more of a talking point. Well, of course, it's more of a talking point than just playing out the game for no reason. I think the... Wait, I've got to tell Arju this out. That's all good. He's saying sorry for leaving early. It's all good, Arju. Don't worry about it. Tremulous Actual, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Really appreciate it. Is it much different casting 1v1 rather than 3v3? Oh yeah, 1s and 3s are really different to cast, because 1s has a lot more mind games than 3s, so there's a lot more to talk about in terms of what's actually happening, behind the obvious. Like in 3v3, a lot of what you can talk about is like overarching strategy and strengths and weaknesses so far, like storyline kind of things. But in 1s you've got all that plus tons and tons of mind games and just a deeper, more varied selection of shots. Like I think in one game in 1v1 you'll probably see, usually you'll see more of a variety of goals than you would in an entire series of 3v3. Because 3v3, a lot of the goals just end up looking quite similar. You can have an entire series of just 50-50 goals in threes, whereas I would be very surprised if a 1v1 game these days was all 50-50 goals. But yeah, you can still get some pretty crazy 3v3 matches where, you know, there's a big variety of goals there as well. Just less consistent, I would say. The good thing about 3v3 casting, or the main positive I would say about that compared to ones, is that 3v3's got all the lands. So, you know, I casted 3 DreamHack finals this year. Those were super exciting. Like, every single one of them was really, really hype. So, yeah, that was cool. But we don't have any lands in ones, so you can't reach the same kind of peak in terms of excitement for viewers, and as such also for casters. But hey, maybe that's something in the future. Then I think ones would really be the game mode for Rocket League. I reckon it's got a higher peak entertainment value, but threes still, in terms of an esport, threes Rocket League, that is an incredible like esport. I think ones has more potential, but threes is already like it's close to fulfilling its potential. It's already like a proven product, you know. Very, very successful product. 12 Titans was a LAN. Well, 12 Titans, the only reason it was a LAN, there was 2 reasons. One was so we could do NA versus EU with fair ping, and 2, so we could record some in-person intros with the players. Those were the only 2 reasons 12 Titans was a LAN. It wasn't a LAN with an audience. The casting was not done in the venue. Like, none of the regular reasons why you want to do a LAN were actually happening. We didn't record the players, you know, in person playing the games. It was just like for intro B-roll stuff that we did. So, yes, 12 Titans was played on LAN, but it wasn't for any of the traditional LAN reasons. It was just so that we could get fair ping matchups and actually have the players in the same country, you know? Yeah, I don't know if we've had any... There's not really been any big ones LANs at all. I would love to do one. You know, maybe next year we can make this a LAN. It'd be pretty cool. But, yeah. It would need to... Probably need Silence approval for that, because it would cost more money. Like, even if I kept the prize pool the same for all 3 tournaments that I'm doing right now, Silence would need to approve it, because like the running of the tournaments would push the cost over the 5k that you're allowed to use for a community event. But yeah, I think they've been pretty successful. Like YouTube especially, like the numbers on YouTube for the tournaments and stuff that I do is definitely competitive with RLCS. But live streaming, of course, I'm not even doing any live streams this year except for the qualifier. So it's just purely a YouTube thing. MWB, thanks for the... did you just put the spam? 16 hours, like you can't reach DC. You're stuck. I mean, I don't think 69 hours is enough to, you know, really hit a plateau of skill. You got to play more. If that's somebody actually seriously asking that. I don't know if somebody did. But, right. We've had a pretty quiet game here. Oh, brilliant flick by Breezi. Hard reading an Arju's challenge. And just like that, we're all tied up. Why no Twitch Premiere this time around? Well, last year, there was 35 edits for the Manfield Night 5K for Twitch Premiere, and there was 35 edits for YouTube. Now, some of the, you know, components of those were the same, but it was still 70 edits total. So if we were doing that for this tournament, it would be 154 edits, which is a huge amount. Instead of doing that, we're just doing 77 for YouTube. It's still an increase in terms of like editing or amount of videos that need to be edited and rendered compared to last year. The logistics, of course, is significantly higher. Wow. Okay. Hold that thought, because Breezy has just pulled out an incredible close to the goal finish. I thought surely that's got to be hitting the bar and going over, but he's somehow just nicked it in the perfect spot and tied us up once again. Both players fighting for their life here. Breezy wants to end it in 4, no doubt. Arju would love to take us into a game 5. Delayed dodge by Breezy. He's up by 1. Arju struggling, and rightfully so, to get a read on Breezy's offense. No 2 goals. Look the same for this guy. He's always finding a way to mix it up, to be creative. He can just hold on for 1 minute and 7 seconds. He's moving on into the next round. There, we'll have another All-England matchup. 1 more goal for Breezy. No Arju in the recovery position. Oh dear, Arju landed so badly here. That's That's a disaster, because you'd think he would have made it back at least to lunge at the near post, maybe get mind gamed, but at least have a chance to save the ball. Instead, it's Breezi who's walking away with this one. He's scored again, 6-3. And Arju motionless as he flies through the air. He's going to call GG's. Is that a leave? Wow, Arju. He's just going to go here. GG's. He doesn't believe in the comeback. And yes, he does have to go out after this. So that is going to be an early leave for him. Well played, Breezi, though. He's going to advance into the next round. Let me find the... Where's my tab for this? There it is. It's Breezi 3-1 in the end. Arju with a very, very tough position has decided to call it. He's just like, he doesn't believe. Just doesn't believe. And with Breezi playing this well, I don't blame him. We finish up the game for Arju, put you in. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not against early forfeits in ones. I think it's totally fine. Even in Rocket League in general, I think early forfeits are fine. In fact, sometimes it's like more of a talking point. Well, of course, it's more of a talking point than just playing out the game for no reason. I think the... Wait, I've got to tell Arju this out. That's all good. He's saying sorry for leaving early. It's all good, Arju. Don't worry about it.